Greetings, great day, beautiful people. Dr. Dominique Reese here, president of Reese Financial Services, where I'm the chief financial coach, consultant, and strategist. And I am very excited to share today's message because this one was on my heart for a minute. I wasn't exactly sure how to share it, but it has to be shared. So here we go. So, I don't know if you know, and that's part of the reason why I have to share it. Well, you know. Well, maybe you don't know. So, I recently posted on my Facebook if you know what VC means. And I asked people not to share what it means, but simply to say if yes or no, if they know what it means. And it was interesting. Like, I don't know the algorithms and all that. If you know me, I'm just getting back on social. So I'm not really into understanding how I get in front of the people that see me, and everything in divine order. Everything in divine order. Coming soon. So here we go, right? But nevertheless, I was like, why only 3 people respond to this? Like, I have all these freaking friends or followers or whatever they're called on here, and only 3 people respond to this post about if you know what VC means. So that had me feeling away, but also motivated why I have to share this message. Because there are financial networks being formed right now. You're not a part of them, and you're being left behind. And what I'm seeing as a visionary, as a financial professional, as a practitioner in the space of financial services, as someone who does one-on-one work and looks at people's finances, as a systems builder, as a kingdom builder, as a leader, a speaker, an author, of all the things that I am, a mom, an entrepreneur, I don't know enough people in my network that are a part of a financial network that can move something right now. And so that got me thinking again. The vision that I've been building out, I got a little discouraged, and then some reminders of who I am and why I am, and the need reset my thinking and motivated me to get out there and push it out. Hey, Dario. But I also am like, all right, Dominique, most things I build are somewhat a little bit ahead of their time, but I feel like this is right on time. And for my people and for what I feel we need, like, again, think about 10 people. You're one of them, so think of 9. And thank you so much for saying that, Dario. I really appreciate it. Of the 9 people you know, who do you know, and the closest 9 people, not just 9 random people, but the closest 9 people to you, who do you know that for sure is working with the financial professional and for sure has like 10,000 in savings? Those are 2 very key characteristics. And when I ask that question, not many people are able to say that they know anybody in their circle of 9 with those 2 characteristics. So when you don't have those 2 characteristics, when you don't have those 2 characteristics, you're one of those 9 people who don't, you're being left behind. And it's not necessarily to your own fault, right? But the key is, the solution is, well, how do I get caught up? How do I catch up? And how do I be someone who's working with a financial professional? And how do I get that 10,000 in savings? Right? And then there are other characteristics, right? Those are just 2 that I like to throw out for you to use to tap your network. Because financial networks are being created right now. And that's why I was motivated to ask, do you know what the term VC means? VC stands for venture capital. And it's not this crazy, complicated thing. It's simply private investors taking their money and investing it in businesses. That is all it is, literally. And they are making a lot of money by investing in businesses. That's how wealth is created. Now, you can build wealth from being a financial or from being a professional and making a lot of money and getting access to certain types of compensation. But if you know you ain't going to take that path and you want to build wealth, your next best option is to create something and sell it, to produce something and sell it. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's what businesses do. And a lot of times businesses don't have enough money to make more product, hire the best bomb team, and then get their product or service out there. So they go looking for investors. And those investors are looking for them to say, hey, I'm looking for a place to park some money as an investment. And when I get ready to pick that money back up, I want more than what I put in. That's all an investment is. So this proliferation of VC, venture capital firms and funds, is happening right now. And how are they being created? They're being created by first having and or establishing a financial network. A financial network of people with whom you know got some money and can do something with that money, can deploy that capital into another entity that has the prediction or the projection of giving a return on that money that's double digits, if not triple digits. And then the investor makes money on that deal. That system is happening right now by the thousands. Are you a part of any of those networks? And if you're not, now is the time to start asking ourselves, how do I become that higher financial self? How do I become my higher financial self who's a part of a financial network, is working with the financial professional on my money goals, and has at least 10,000 in savings to where I could take like $1 to $3 grand and put it into something that's then gonna yield a return for me? Because there are several businesses at different levels where you could participate in this kind of an investment. Don't just think everything gotta be super high, right? Like, I gotta come with hundreds of thousands. I've gotta come with tens of thousands. No, you don't. What I have learned as being the founder of the Black Women's Investment Club here in Los Angeles is that we believe in the power of small. I believe in the power of small. I get kind of frustrated with everything that's always got to be big, 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 because everybody got to start somewhere, first of all. Second of all, Obama did it. When Obama did it, I paid attention. I said, that's a model right there. Because Obama didn't ask us for a whole lot of money. He asked a whole lot of us for a little bit of money. Hey, Risha. So good to see you, sis. Thank you for tapping in. He asked a whole lot of us for a little bit of money. And that model right there is a model I could get down with. Because my people, they don't necessarily have a whole lot of money. But I also know that don't mean we should be excluded from participating in these capitalistic opportunities. Like, somebody got to reimagine the model for us. And I'm that somebody, but at the same time, I'm building and I'm learning as I go. I'm a kinesthetic learner, which is probably why I don't wait till I'm like, balling out of control. That's what that means for me, balling out of control, before I come back and hand off what I know. I learn as I go. So I like to give back as I go. You don't have to see me in my most glamorous lifestyle before I'm going to turn around and give it back to you. But I have so much to share because I've been blessed to be in places and spaces where my people haven't necessarily been. So it's only my responsibility to come back and like divulge the goods, give you the game, right? On the basic stuff, I thrive in the basics because the basics get us to the next level. So when it comes to introducing these concepts of how we need to reimagine our mindsets with our money and our finances and our wealth, I'm trying to thank you, Father. I'm bringing these concepts down to us to be like, yo, do you know this is happening, first of all? Second of all, this is something we need to be doing. Third of all, how do you begin to participate in this? And then fourth of all, let's go. No thinking about it, let's go. Your brain has 3 seconds before it kills off most of your best ideas. It's the 3-second rule. Because your brain don't want nothing coming to you that's not for you, that don't feel good. And most work don't feel good for some of us. So the minute we start thinking about it too long and all that's involved, our brain is like, off of that, we off of that. So you got 3 seconds to activate that desire, that goal, that action. And so that's what I am building. So let's talk about what it looks like for you not to get left behind. Because if you're not a part of a financial network where you could be like, yo, so listen, I see this cash flow in business. They only want 15,000 to go in. I got 3. We need 5 more people. Why are we not doing that? Like all the time? Like, why aren't we having meetings at least twice a month with our closest 9 to be like, all right, so what you got going this week, this month? What play are you on? Oh, really? You opened that kind of an account? Okay, I need to open that account too. Right. Okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Okay. Like, we're not exchanging ideas. We're not meeting to discuss the money plays. All right, so here's how you be a part of a financial network so you don't get left behind. You need to be a part of the network. A network. So what does that mean? A group of people. A group. Ideally like-minded. And Reese, totally paying it forward, right? We all know something we can give back. We don't have to be what they say successful. Our success is every day. When you learn something new, pay it forward by giving it back. So this is how the financial network that you need to be a part of, this is what it needs to look like. So it needs to be a network. It needs to be a group of people, like-minded people. It needs to be a think tank where you can exchange ideas and generate ideas about money. A financial think tank. So a financial network where, why are we getting together? We getting together to talk about money, to talk about money plays, to talk about wealth. Because see, here's why I'm frustrated. I'm going to digress for a few seconds. I'm frustrated with us keep saying we want generational wealth. Most of us don't even know what that looks like. Most of us doesn't know what that looks like. We have a vision of something, a feeling, right? But if we've never seen it before, how do we know? We got to go back to the basics and make sure the basics are covered. Our foundations are solid. Build the assets, and then the assets will start to generate their own assets. That's the play I've seen. When I worked with millionaires and managed, a few $1 million for people who had way more than a few million, that was the play that I saw. They made sure their basics were covered, their foundation was solid, they built their assets, and then they grew the assets so that the assets could create assets. Just saying, I got to play. Let's run the play. So the network needs to be financial network. We linking up to talk money. We're not linking up to talk sports. We're not linking up to talk brunching. We're not linking up to talk shopping. We're not linking up to talk housewives. We're not linking up to talk money or men and love. and Women in Love. We're not doing that. That's for the other meetings. We got that on lock. We linking up to talk money plays. And it might be basic stuff in the beginning. Did you do your budget this week? Because we like to talk the investment stuff, but we got to make sure the budget is in order to afford the investment stuff. I digress. It needs to be a think tank where, yes, the financial ecosystem, I love that, right? Where, right. We build in silos, and we know that it's slow when you go alone. You want to go further, faster? And what does God say? Where there's two or more, I'm present. Where there's two or more, I'm present. He could have said where there's one. Well, we know He with us, right? So the grace is on us when there's two or more of us. So we gotta come together. Think tank. We need to exchange ideas, and we need to ideate. We need to be creative about our money, and we do that in a think tank. That's why Napoleon Hill was big on masterminds. The Carnegies, the Fords, the Rockefellers, they masterminded together. They got together in a room, in person, and exchanged ideas about what they had going on, what they could do with one another. They shared ideas. They gave suggestions. Nah, that's not a good idea. So you need that. We need to be able to throw out our visions, hear people's thoughts about them, get some feedback, and then go implement, right? So then we need capital to deploy. How we gonna do anything without the money to do it? I'm gonna say this. Going back to the politics. When I saw how the LGBTQ community came together when Obama was running, again, I paid attention to that play. That community rallied around what was important to them. But they put their money where their mouth was. And he came to the gala, to the event, to the whatever they had. He came. And a lot of their concerns were made were put on the stage and on the agendas of all the right people. We ain't done that yet. We still fighting for people to care about us and give us stuff that we've been asking for, because we don't have that central galvanizing effect, because we don't have capital to deploy, right? It's like, imagine if that 9 that I was talking about, your divine 9, your network, imagine if everybody had 10 grand. And there's 10 of y'all. You make the 10 person. That's 100,000. Imagine what you could do with 100,000 to move some stuff, to get some stuff looking how you want it to look. I'm saying, money talks. We know that. We live in America, but we ain't got it. We ain't got the money yet, and we haven't come together enough. It's happening, y'all. It's happening on a VC level. It's happening in certain investment club levels, right? It's happening. But I want it to happen on the household level, on the friend level, on this local level where we own these platforms all the time with people who we don't even talk money with. We liking stuff, but we ain't being like, okay, I'm going to meet you on Saturday so we could talk that play. Right, because I got 500, you got 500, that's 1,000. Like, when are we doing that? But we definitely are like, yo, let's go on this trip to Aruba. That's 2,500 for the hotel and the flight, not even including the money you go spend. So we making a way for all the stuff, but we not slowing down and just kind of doing the basics, where if I called you today for a play to go buy this property that's down the street and all we need is 15,000, shouldn't I be able to just pick up the phone and look at my recent calls, and anybody in the last 10 recent calls I should be able to call, right? Be like, yo, there's this play, let's go. I know you got it because we've been doing this work together. That's the kind of intimacy, financial intimacy our community needs. Where if you can't pick up the phone and go in your last 10 recent calls and be like, yo, there's a play, let's go get the play. It's something we still missing, y'all. And it's happening up here on these very corporate VC levels. What's a VC? A VC is just somebody who's private investors, and they've come together to create a network and was like, let's go invest in these businesses. Let's go invest in these black and brown businesses. I just Googled the top black-owned VC firms today, and I got probably over 100, which is great. That's amazing. I need us to be our own VCs on the local level, to where we could literally go buy the property down the street between maybe 10 to 15, 20 of us. And everybody putting in maybe 10 grand, maybe 3 to 10 grand. And now we got the down payment. And really, if we know how to play it, we might not even need a bank loan. Let's keep the banks out of it. I digress. We need capital to deploy. Education and activation has to be a part of this network, this container. Education, so we learn what we don't know, because there's so much we don't know. And then activation. We can't sit on the knowledge. We have to activate the knowledge. None are social. Right. If you will come in and share ideas, but it's a real right, Dario, like for real, right? They like to stay covert too. And for some of them, I totally get it, because we don't need everybody knowing everything we do. So I get it. But unfortunately, it's not reaching some of the people who could benefit from it, but it's reaching the ones they know they want to reach, right? So again, everything is a play. So we need it at every level. But I feel it's missing on our level, right? Like, myself included. I have something, but I want a little more to be able to deploy. So right now, I want an income increase. I just want to increase my income so I can have more of it stashed to do this play. So that I'm one of the 9 in somebody's network that when they call me, I got the play. I'm ready to contribute to the play. So we got to have the education and activation, so we're not just sitting on what we know. It's cool to go to a webinar on money. It's cool to go to a workshop on money. But what are we doing with the education? Are you activating it? Are you truly building the budget you just learned about? If not, then what was the point of you wasting that time? We are managers telling you God want to know that he can get it to us, so he can then get it through us. But if we just wasting time going to this one, going to that one, and then we're not even activating the information, it never becomes knowledge. And then it can't grow into wisdom. So, it's got to be, you got to get serious about it. Like, you got to get so serious about it to where you like, I am not going out to eat tonight. And the $45 I would have spent, I'm going to just go on and put that in the savings right now. Depriving ourselves, the sacrifice, right? He wants to see how we manage the 90. The 10% is supposed to be going to him anyway. But he lets us manage the 90. Don't forget, the 90 is still his. The 90 is still his. He just give it to us to manage. But imagine if after a while you're like, damn, I got $1,000 just from not going out over the past 3 months. One step closer to the activation. So it got to start with each of us making a conscious, intentional decision to shift and tweak our habits. This financial network needs to have opportunity and investments. So that's the whole idea, right? When you get an opportunity, you want to take advantage of it. But if you can't take advantage of it, you like, man, if only I had. If only I had, right? And then the investments are out there. You know, That's another day. Thank you, Father. I'm so full right now. I have an abundance in me. Thank you, Father. But everything in divine order, I got to keep going. So, opportunities and investments. What does an opportunity and investment look like? Well, it could be investing in the stock market. It could be investing in a real estate play. It could be starting up a school. Because Lord knows LAUSD right now is struggling. And our babies is struggling. Imagine being able to send your kid to a school that you helped build. Because you was able to go in 3,000 and 50 other people went in at 3,000. And now y'all got the seed money to start a school. And then we get to hire our own teachers who know what they should be paid at the very minimum to deliver a high caliber quality education. Where we get to teach African American history and offer AP classes for our students. Come on, y'all. I'm just saying. That's what an opportunity looks like. That's what an investment looks like. When you could say, yo, I'm raising money for this school. All we asking is $3,000 from every investor, and here's what the prospectus looks like. Here's the play. It can be done. All right, Monique. All right, Monique. All right, Monique. This financial network needs to have financial development and mentorship. So we gotta develop. We gotta start with the basics: mindset, budgeting, savings, debt, credit, income, protection. Get that solid, and then we need mentors. We need people who do what they do well in the space of building towards freedom. So, I know someone who does art buying, and she's great at it, and she's building her legacy through that. Somebody who's great at real estate, owns some properties. They come in and they give us the play. Here's what you need to do right now over the next 3 to 6 months to be able to go buy that. Not fluff. And it's education for activation. Once we get the play, that's what our savings is going towards. So now every penny has a purpose. And we know without a doubt why we're saving the money. Because at the end of the 6 months, we about to go do this play where we're going to open up this smoothie shop and we're going to sell green juices and smoothies and granola bars. Right? And it ain't going to close until midnight. Maybe even till 3. So after the club, you could go refresh yourself with some fresh orange juice. Right? The health and wellness is key. But why we ain't got no smoothie shops? Why we gotta go to Jamba Juice? I like Jamba Juice. But why is Jamba Juice the only competitor in this market? Or our brown brothers and sisters on the corner with their carts selling us, cups of mangoes and watermelon and all the fruit. Why we not? Where's our juice shop? Shout out to the juice shop in Carson by our black and brown brothers. I forgot her name. But there is a fresh juice smoothie spot in Carson. Go check it out. We need more of that. Opportunities and investments, right? So, and when you do that, then you come back to our container to tell us how you do it, how you did it, and now we know where to activate our capital. We know where to deploy the capital. Right, Risha? They don't even teach them cursive. When I see Yair's handwriting sometimes, I'm like, my God. And I work on them with that. I find that I'm like a whole nother teacher now. So our roles are shifting. I'm telling y'all, this is a different landscape. We are not lazy out here, especially as parents. Our roles have increased because the school systems aren't what they used to be even then, right? All right. Lastly, this financial network needs to be small and intimate. A lot of stuff we've been a part of in the last 3 years online, virtual, because it was the only thing we could do. It's communities that are by the hundreds and by the thousands, which is great. Everything in divine order. There's a new order. At least in my vision, there's a new order. I thrive in small communities. I thrive in communities where we can connect with each other, learn about each other, talk to each other at least once a month. At least. because we got to trust each other with money. We've been conditioned not to. So now we have to build this trust organically and rather quickly. So it has to be consistent. And in order to be consistent and diligent, we got to have accountability. So there's going to be some bumpers. Like when you're bowling, right? When you're bowling and somebody might need the bumpers because the gutter balls is getting a little boring, right? You pull up the bumpers. Now we know we going to hit something with a bumper, right? You're going to hit a pin. We're going to have bumpers in this network. The first bumper is accountability, because when it's small and intimate, you can't hide. You can't hide. If you didn't do your work, we calling you out because your work matters, right? You can't hide. Every piece matters. And it's in person. We got to get back to doing things in person like this. Like, we doing a lot of stuff now. We back to normal life for the most part. And I want more money stuff in person. Virtual option. But we need to get together. We got to see each other. We got to feel each other. We have to learn how to connect again. And again, we're building trust with people. Some of us might be strangers in this network. But I'm hoping not to with this next one. 2 for 1. The 2 for 1 model is where you bring somebody and we share the cost, right? If everybody brings somebody, that's 2 for the price of 1, because now you guys split the cost. So let's just say this container, this network is $5,000. $5,000 to be a part of a network like this that I'm describing, that this is what we do. And it's 6 months. You bring somebody, now it's $2,500, which is less than the cost of a payment plan if you needed a payment plan. Because a payment plan would be $1,000 a month. So that's $6,000. Pay in full and it's $5,000. Bring somebody is $2,500. See how that math go? 2 better than 1 all the time. Now, why is it a cost? Because you got to have some stake in the ground. You got to have skin in the game. Like, it costs money to make a play like this. So you're funding this container. You're funding this network. But now you're about to make money from it. There's value in that. This is an investment. So the financial networks that we got to reimagine ourselves in is a 6-month play with maybe 10 to 20 people. And in that, you have a network, you have a think tank, you have capital to deploy, you have education that you activate, you have opportunities and investments, you getting financially developed as well as financial mentorship. And then it's small and intimate so you can truly connect. You connect with the people you're about to make investments with. And there's bumpers. There's the accountability, there's the in-person piece, and there's the 2 for 1. You got to bring somebody who's like you, that you could call and be like, yo, so I did this. What you do? Did you do yours? Okay, man, I'm going to call you back tomorrow. You better have it done. But you also know that person got the money for the play. Yo, there's this play. It's $2,000. Let's split it. 1,000 each. Okay, let's go. That's where I see us, y'all. That's where we about to be. That's where we're about to be. So let me know what you think about this. And if this is something you want to be a part of, just type I'm down. And then I'll be sharing more about how to be a part of it. Because it's built. I want to be led right, because it's going to be small and intimate. Only so many people are going to be able to be a part of this. And we serious. I'm so serious. Because when we come and when we making moves and we moving things, then the impact, we could show you better than we could tell you. But I'm ready to create that network so we don't have to keep getting left behind. It's happening on certain levels, but on this local level, let's be the change we want to see. So let me know what you think. All right, Dr. Dominique, have a great, beautiful, peaceful, prosperous, productive day. Peace.